Freeze drying is a great technique to use for animals that are difficult to preserve with conventional taxidermy. So what we do is we take an animal that comes into our museum, usually an accidentally killed animal, and we'll put it in our freezer for a while, and then we take it out and thaw it, and then we pin it in position. So we'll pin it up, we'll put it back in our freezer to get it frozen in the position we want, and then we put it into the freeze-dry machine itself. So when it goes into the freeze-dry, it has to be in the final position that you want it to look like when it's finished. The freeze-dry machine works on the principle of taking the water from a solid state, which is the ice, to a vapor state without going through the liquid state. There's two chambers on the freeze dryer. The upper chamber is where we put the specimens, and that we have at about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we have a lower chamber that's a condenser chamber, and that is about 55 to 70 below 0 Fahrenheit, so that's much, much colder. And by going with a low pressure like that, it draws the moisture more quickly from the solid ice state down to the vapor state without getting deterioration and shrinkage of tissues. And it takes quite a while for that process to take place. We'll go sometimes several months if you're doing like a snake or a fish. So every few weeks we'll turn off the machine, weigh the specimens. If they've lost enough weight, then we know they're finished. And the way we can tell that a specimen is completely dried and done in with the freeze drying process is when it quits losing weight. One of the big advantages of freeze drying is that when you're finished, you have the entire animal there. In most cases, you have the insides of the animal are still intact, all the organs, all the tissue. So there's really an endless amount of research projects that could be conducted in the future on such preserved animals. You could probably look at things like pesticides that are in the tissues. You have the organs there if you wanted to look at even possibly stomach contents and what the animal ate. And also the fact that the bones are there. And we've done this in the past where we needed to look at a specific bone from a certain type of amphibian, and we didn't have any in the collection except for a freeze-dried mount. We were able to rehydrate it, dissect out the bones, and use them for our project.